All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the London session. Big week ahead on the charts. Looking forward to once again seeing what we can come up with moving forward here today and throughout the week. But guys, without further ado, it's time to get this little show on the road. So as always, guys, good morning, good afternoon, very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. So massive week ahead, guys. We've got a huge week in regards to news. FOMC this week. We have some further high impact news for both the pound, the Aussie dollar as well, and obviously further news for the US dollar. So a lot to look forward to in regards to news wise, and obviously it's going to shake the charts up a little bit, so could provide some potential nice clean areas to be trading within following the news events. Guys, without further ado, if you could, TikTok, don't forget to hit that little screen for me, get the numbers onto the stream, and YouTube, guys, if you could smash that like button. Any charts, any questions, anything you'd like me to have a look at, please feel free to pop that into the chat. I will do so shortly. But without further ado, let's have a look at the all important news. So today, not much in regards to high impact, well, nothing really in regards to high impact scheduled news. We have a bank holiday in Japan, so perhaps GJ might be a little bit slow for those who do trade GJ. Moving forward into NY session, we've only got the orange folder news. Otherwise, it all starts tomorrow with retail sales for the US dollar. And then moving forward, we do have FOMC on Wednesday, CPI for the pound as well. Also, high impact CAD news. Yeah, so it's basically Wednesday is the big one. And then further forward onto Thursday as well for the pound and also the US dollar. Big week ahead, guys. It's definitely something to be wary of if you are trading around those times of the day. Alrighty, team, let's get cracking with the analysis. I'm pretty sure I'm not muted on anything. I'm pretty sure the volumes are all good for a change. So we can get moving with the analysis, guys, and I will say g'day to those of you in the chat shortly. Let's start with, as always, the gold. So the gold ended up closing the weekly at, once again, new all-time high for a closure on the weekly time frame here. Strong bullish candle. Usually off the back of that, I'd be only interested in looking for buy options moving forward on the Monday. However, see what sort of catalyst we may have to suggest that we may even be able to look for a counter trend sell option on the beginning of the week. Onto the daily time frame, we kind of can see something here. Well, we are consolidating. There's no direction yet again. So as I mentioned, all throughout this consolidation period of time of gold, it's a build up in liquidity. Gold has been trending for a couple of years basically to the upside. Very strong uptrend. It's just a healthy build up of liquidity. A lot of people were calling for it to make a major pullback. I said personally, I believe it could make a pullback, but not a big one. But as long as the trend is still intact, it's a higher probability that we will break to the upside, which is exactly what we have done. We are starting to accumulate some orders again, consolidating a little bit. What I did want to mention though, in regards to any potential sell option, is the fact that we do have a lower high, lower low on the current daily candle to that previous candle. So we've obviously formed support at the low, and we are now approaching yet again our high. So we begin to break it. Let's see what we've got above that level if there is to be any potential buy option. On to the 4 hour time frame here, and what we can see is structurally we do remain very bullish, guys. We are bullish here on the 4 hour as well. Current candle is about to close in 6 minutes, looking like it's going to close a very strong bullish candle. Could still engulf, still got 6 minutes to make the move back up to its high. Back to that, we are bullish with what's likely going to be bullish candle probabilities shortly in the next few minutes. We're just going to mark in this as resistance. As far as support, we'll mark that whole area in for the time being. Make our way down to the 15-minute time frame here. And I can tell you that that is technically bullish. Did flip structure bearish, and upon this closure ran at 36.28 sort of region. We have since flipped it back bullish. At this rate, we will remain bullish really until back below the support. However, as I did mention, daily is lower high, lower low. You can see the daily candle printing beside the current price action here. So, seeing we have recently formed support at this point here in the minor time frame, below that level we've got some pretty clean traffic to the left. Could we perhaps get involved in a potential sell option, guys? We are at an area accumulation. area where price could potentially reject. That is the Asian session high. So if we were to begin to pop below, however, I really need to be careful because as I've mentioned in the past, all too often what I see happen in this scenario is price will give you a potential entry signal counter trend. It will close below, will retest, tap back in, and eventually it only ends up doing something like this, where it just triggers in some more orders, traps the sellers, and then we end up trending back to the upside line of the structure. So that would be my only slight concern, guys. So I would still preference the buys moving forward here today. Buys from back at the support. Once again, if we did even sweep the support, only to close back above it, that would be a potential option for me. Otherwise, guys, will we have the margin is the question. Above the current daily candles high, similar scenario, but to the upside, want it to break above, in this case, the Asian session high, the resistance formed at the Asian session high, retest it, begin to pull away from it, and then we're likely up to the 4-hour level of resistance, which I want to kind of want to keep in deep at the minute. Does pretty much line up the most recent line of resistance as well. So at the back of that, I would consider my options to buy it above the daily high, but not a great deal of margin to the next minor resistance, and then we're running into the 4-hour level. So we just need to be a little bit wary of the fact that we may not necessarily have enough room to look for that buy. So therefore, the preference would be to buy it on the pullback, but we will have to wait and see, guys. So that is my personal opinion of the gold moving forward here today. You can see something else, a potential price or a signal to place a buy limit order. That is off the interruption candle play, this pause candle just here. So that could be something we could consider as well, buy limit back at the height of this bearish candle moving forward, but we're well off that for the time being anyway, guys. So that is my personal opinion of the gold, preferring the buys still because we are still in a big strong uptrend. Every single time frame is bullish. The only reason I may consider a sell is because we have daily counter probabilities to the downside. Yes, we have flipped back bullish, but we do have that lower high, lower low to the previous candle. So if we were to flip back bearish, then there is potentially a good chance with the clean trap below support that we could come back down to retest the low of the day. So that is my personal opinion. Make of that what you will. And we can move on to take a look at GJ. I'm not sure if it would really be worth trading it with the Japanese bank holiday today, but nonetheless, we will take a look and do the analysis on it. So GJ closed very strong closure in the previous weekly candle, and is a catalyst, really strong catalyst. So we closed finally above this resistance. We closed finally above that 200 flat level. In my opinion, I would prefer to buy it moving forward here today. Once again, we'll see what we've got in minor time frames, which may give me a potential counter trend option. Current daily obviously forms support, obviously form resistance. Likely going to see what we've got below the support, above the resistance range, straight into that previous daily candle high. Daily time frame here, what we can see is counter probabilities are to the upside, current candle and inside bar candle. Once again, nice strong closure on that previous candle. A catalyst candle closing above resistance, above bodies of the candles here to the left. So still looking good to the upside. 4-hour is also in an uptrend. All right, so what we're going to do is mark in resistance. We're just an hour into the new 4-hour candle. Going to mark in those highs. Not going to mark in that support just yet. We're going to mark in, keep it a bit deeper. I'll mark that in for the time being. Make our way down to the 30-minute time frame, and that too is bullish. So I would definitely preference the buy if I was to trade GJ today. Options would be, if we do begin to pop above the resistance formed within the current daily candle, you know, some pretty clean traffic to the left. At that point there, I'd be looking for a potential opportunity to take a buy back up towards the daily candle high. So buys above 200.12 basically, so 2012, 200.12. Get nice strong closure above that point. Aside from that, buys from the pullback, whether it be pullback to the most recent support around that 199.950. If price was to respect that region, I'd be looking for a potential opportunity to take a buy, or lower down, guys, from around that 199.750 to 80 sort of region. That is my personal opinion of GJ. I would preference the buys. Once again, if you are looking for counter trend sell options below the current daily candles low, just be really wary and careful of the fact that I see it countless times. I call it so often on this stream where it looks like it's moving into clean traffic, counter trend, just picks up liquidity, ends up popping back above the support, similar to like so, and ends up trending back in line with the actual structure itself. So just be careful any counter trend, both on gold and GJ here today. That is my personal opinion of the charts. Once again, make that what you will, but guys, do me a favor if you could. YouTube, smash that like button, TikTok, smash that little screen for me. And let me get to you guys in the chat. Just have to excuse me a little bit today, guys. I've still got a little bit of an issue with my throat, so I keep clearing my throat, but do my best. John, good day to you, mate. I'm assuming that's John from the Discord, the new member. Welcome. Franco, good morning to you. Bartman, yep, appreciate it if you could. And Carl, good morning. TikTok, let me have a look at the chat, see if any questions. Welcome to all of you. Thank you to the 6 new followers. And I missed anything from the TikTok chat. Tristan daily candle looks really good for a potential sell. There's grab liquidity below. On gold, potentially. I like the fact it's got a lower high, lower low. Blurry feels, thanks for the time and knowledge. Not a problem, appreciate the fact that you appreciate it. Tristan, we're dropping right now. Yeah, nothing major. It's just standard price action at the minute. Nothing really going on. My name, how's it going, brother? Yeah, let's get it. DS Bank, as always, appreciate you. Hope you had a great weekend. Yep. Did have a good weekend, mate. Yeah, it's hard from it, to be honest, but it was a good weekend. Hopefully you have one as well. Tristan, is this? It is, but I also have other interests in the background. So I only trade around this time of day, basically. Do sessions with the members. It just depends who's on the call, and because personally I prefer to trade London, an Asian session if I am on the charts for it, but I was at the gym, so I wasn't on charts for it. Could have been a potential entry here, but no lower wick, so I probably wouldn't have taken it. Eagle Bex owner, is this buying zone? Not just yet, not for me. Tristan, thoughts on crypto? Look, I think it's here to stay. There's a lot of shit coins, obviously, but obviously the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, I think XRP is already something that's been used by major banks, be by central banks soon enough, if not already. Yeah, there's a place for it. The only concern I have about crypto is the fact that a switch could be flicked at any point. All of a sudden, everything's gone in regards to the cryptos. I don't necessarily trust the ledgers and all that too. They've been hacked. My personal preference is physical. So if anything you can physically touch, anything tangible, that obviously you guys watch me in regular. So I talk often about silver and gold. Even platinum. Platinum's another really good value buy at the minute. Palladium, that's not a bad one as well. YKTH, hello to you. Eagle Effects buy from 36.40. Possibly. To my members group, those who wish to join the Zoom call, here it is, a link for you guys. To those guys, I will be on for the education session. We may, in fact, roll with the sim session or do both at the same time, kind of thing. Loving the new sim. So, new toolkit best simulator in the business, 100% is. If anyone is interested in it, the links are, well, not in the TikTok profile just yet, but in the description down below on YouTube it is. But also, if anyone is interested in knowing what I'm talking about, send me a DM and I will let you know. Number one, backtesting software by far. I'm not just saying it, it is absolute killer. Shits all over anything else I've used. I will be doing a video on it too. Eagle effects on it, any proper trade from your side? Not in a minute, no. Guys, I don't know how often I say this, I say pretty much every stream, you can't always just, right, let's flip to turn the charts on. So we turn the computer on, we're on gold here, alright. Well, we're printing bearish candles, we'll just sell it. It's not that simple, guys. Do your analysis, have a plan, know the levels where you roughly want to get involved, know what you roughly want to see at those levels. That's what you need to do. As soon as you can realize that and stick to your plan, trade your edge, trade what works for you, wait for your rules to present, your signals to present in accordance to your rules, you've got a much better chance of being a good trader, a competent trader. I don't think people appreciate that enough. Or GJ pushing. No lower wick in the current candle. Alright, let's quickly analyze GU. I know someone's eventually going to ask about it, so let's just look at it. Alright, nice strong closure in the weekly candle. Obviously, a lot of strength, or weakness in the US dollar, I should say, and strength in the majors last week. So most of the majors would have all, probably all of them, closed strong bullish, including GU here, hoping with a little bit of a gap to the downside, but otherwise strong bullish. So I would preference the buys, but we'll see what we may have to suggest otherwise. So daily, we did close back bearish at resistance, so that could be a potential reason to look for sell options. So what we're going to do is mark in the low of the current daily candle. We know the higher running strength and more resistance, so there's not much point in marking that level in. But we are technically, well, we can see the previous candle closed bearish at resistance. For our structure here, does appear to be still bullish. Once again, respecting a very strong level of resistance. It's a key level. So as long as we remain below it, then we could potentially continue or come back down further. We're just going to mark in around the daily low, most recent support. Might make our way down to the 30-minute time frame here. And that, wow, look at that for interruption plays. All looked like they would have worked for a bit. M30 is technically bullish as well. This is just pauses with price action. These are just single counter pullbacks, single counter pauses, so it doesn't represent a proper swing, in my opinion. So I would argue the fact that it is technically bullish on the M30. I've just now adjusted this zone a little bit. So the bias is definitely to the upside here. The issue is it's right in the middle of a range. Above the most recent minor resistance, you're running straight into the major resistance. So what I would preference is GU pulling back and looking for a potential buy from support if it were me. The other thing you could look for is for price to once again pop up to the flyer resistance. It is a key level. So seeing it is at a key level, seeing the previous daily close back bearish, to me, if we did begin to reject and we had a price action catalyst, we're in the 15 or 30 minute, I would preference 30 on the Forex pairs, especially in the majors. And if you got that presenting, so your engulfing candles, your rejection, long upper wick candles, closing back below the range, for instance, that would be a potential signal to look for some sells from the 4-hour resistance. I'm assuming EU is quite similar, very similar. This is a chart from Friday. Just drag that down. Should really mark it in fresh each time, but I'm being a little bit lazy here. Looks to be very similar though. Quickly look at it. Weekly was strong. Well, week bullish, did close back bullish. EU lagged a little bit last week from memory. Daily closed back bullish, current daily, very little volume. 4-hour structure, yes, EU is slightly different. 4 hours bearish here. 15 and 30. 30 is definitely bullish. Look, EU, you might be able to get sells below the Asian session low. The issue will be the fact that there is not a great deal of margin below that point. Maybe just enough for 1-to-1. So I would consider the sells from below the Asian session low, let it retest and begin to pull away. I would definitely consider the buys from back at support. Very simple analysis on both EU and GU. Sketchers, good day to you, mate. Hope you're well. Eagle Effect Zone, do you have a WhatsApp? Not a WhatsApp group, a Discord group, mate. Discord. The VIP chat, trade ideas section, so as opposed to a signal section, because it's just so hard, in my personal opinion, as a scalper to call signals. Because for the most part, because I'm a very strict rule-based trader, I'm waiting till the last second for the signal to be ticked off. So that means usually a closure. Then I'm waiting for an upper wick, for instance, if I'm looking for a sell before it breaks, so on and so forth. Discord always also includes some members analysis section. Daily guide, that's a one which I think people probably have a look at lot as to what you should be potentially doing of the day. My interactive trade journal, so that includes a video of every trade taken. My stream will be in some really good form too, so there's that. Members winning, losing trade analysis, and also this bad boy, of course, which should I show you? It is over 100 odd pages of material there for put together by myself. It took me forever, but it was well worth it. Plus all the other educational stuff, there is a shit ton that you get. There is a list of recommended where to start videos, must watch videos. Yeah, there's heaps there. Eagle Effects, it's in the on my profile page, mate. There's a free section, not much goes on in the free section. Sebastian, good morning to you, mate. Hope you all. Hope you had a good weekend. So what's the deal, guys? Anyone currently running any trades? Anyone have any opinions of the markets? How's the weekend? Talk to me, team. Eagle effects owner. I don't know where you're getting a buy from at the minute. There's no confirmation just yet. It could shit the bed. That to me is not a signal to buy it. Big ME buy or sell. It's not always an entry, guys. It's not always an entry, just need to chill. Always the same names too. Smash them, hope for some good moves in gold today. We'll see. I think you mean GJ. Looks like a good sell right now. I'm currently selling at major resistance level. Yeah, it's rejected a major resistance. It is in a big strong uptrend though. Yeah, I definitely wait candle closures. I wouldn't just sell it at the minute. But don't let me put you off if your analysis is telling you to sell it. Yeah, personally, I'd still be waiting. Probably right, going against the trend isn't the optimal sell. Oh look, it's not at a bad level to look for sells. I would personally preference it from a bit higher up level it's rejected multiple times. But otherwise, I mean, if it does reject this level, it is resistance form within the current daily candle. You have just swept the Asian session high and at least pulled back below it. So at the back of that, I think that's also not a bad option. I'd just be at least waiting for a closure here as opposed to just selling it. So I don't think it's a bad idea I just think you might need to wait a little bit, just a tad longer. All right, gold trying to bounce off. So before any potential option, we need to wait at least for this 15-minute candle closure as well. You get me? If you want to buy, you buy. I don't have a signal at the minute. There's a reason why I stick to the rules, guys, because I win more than 8% of the time. Around 80% of the time if I do stick to them. So yes, it might mean I don't trade every 5 minutes. Might mean I'm not taking 100 trades a day. But there's a very high probability when I do take a trade that's going to be a winning trade. So I just do what works for me. I'm waiting for my signal. Single effects owner, only gold. Units just down by yourself. First of all, you've got FX owner in your profile name. Then you're saying to me that I need to call a trade right now. You have little to no idea about how to trade Forex, my friend. I'm sorry. Goodbye. I just don't take shit from idiots, guys. I'm sorry. It's just learn to trade. Learn to trade. Bastion on it, mate. It's very frustrating. It is what it is. Keys to credit. Entitled, yeah, totally entitled. John, these people need to learn how to trade and stop waiting for. Yeah, look, it's all good. I understand. Yeah, look, we've all done it. I've done it. I've been, you know, hopping around different streams when I first started trading, but not just to catch a signal, to actually learn why maybe that, you know, particular stream was looking at a trade and trying to understand it, and then picking something that resonated with me and then learning more about it so I could begin to hunt my own trades. And then I quickly realized it's not about hunting. It's literally about waiting for the charts to come to you. Figuring out what works for you and then just patiently waiting for it to present. So I totally understand, but don't say I need to call a trade right now, buy or sell. It's whatever, buy it. Full margin, buy it if that's what you want to do. I don't have a signal. Patience. It's all about patience. Trading's not meant to be exhilarating. If you want exhilaration, you want that feeling, that endorphin rush, go down to the casino. Especially there is no Ferrari, always going full margin, helps build wealth, sell me down, and destroy it, completely destroy it. Use the check GU. I had a look at it before. Yeah, it's just dropping, that's okay. Dropping from the middle of the range here without any single liquidity candle signal on the 30. That actually looks pretty good. But it's counter trend. To mention, whilst we're in the middle here, I'd rather wait for it to come back down to support or reject resistance. So the good thing is it's starting to move, so that's a positive. Perhaps still a potential buy zone. And gold, 5 minutes. Okay, we have a catalyst here. So we've got 5 minute resistance and we are fast approaching it. We are at it right now. Not entering off the back of that. 15 is obviously forming strong bullish. 30 plus pip stop. Wow. How's that for rejection? Wow, that just skipped 20 pips. Or I think a bit less, about 15 pips in a second. I don't know if something came out in news. Full Forex factory would definitely not be quick enough. Maybe it's just a bit of volatility coming back into the gold. Bruce. No, I don't think he's hating, mate. It's just the people that come here only for that. So I understand what you're doing, because that's what I've been there, done that. It's you're trying to learn from what I'm calling, and if I take a trade, why I'm taking, that's fine. I totally respect that. I don't think Jordan was he's not hating on those. There's the obvious ones, the ones that keep saying you buy or sell every 5 seconds. The ones that, oh, is it a buy or sell? You need to decide direction. They're the ones I think he's referring to. They're the ones I'm referring to. So look at this rejection right now. Back down to support we go. A lot of volatility at the minute. Wow, really spiking here. I'm not sure if something's breaking, to be honest, guys. Does it appear to be? Yeah, but this is crazy volatility at the minute. Yeah, John, that's what I thought. It's just the people who keep persistently asking to buy or sell. It's a bit tricky, that's what it is at the minute. Let's quickly look at GJ. So GJ is back below. Alright, GJ might be a bad entry for those interested in trading it. 30-minute looks like it's going to close back weak bullish without a low wick. Rejecting the most recent resistance, it broke the Asian session high, pulling back well within it. 15 is going to close strong bearish. So off the back of that, probably not a bad entry. I don't personally trade it. Let's check GU. GU is still making its way towards support, so towards a potential entry point. EU, wow, so EU's below. Looks to be some strength, maybe perhaps with the US dollar at the minute, with the majors pulling back. And looks like gold could be still a bit overweight for the time being. Actually, someone on TikTok who used to say that. It was hilarious. It's just every year, no risk, no Ferrari, no risk, no Ferrari. Came across my feed once and it was really funny the way he saying it. And it was either he blew his account every time or he like flipped it. Basically that. It was pretty funny, to be honest. I don't know how real it was though. You see those ones that just constantly opening up positions, start like $10, and then they get the accounts like 10k in minutes or something. That has got to be a crock of shit. Because as soon as that thing would go half a pip or a pip into drawdown, because not every trade will go straight into profit. We start off in drawdown either way for spreads and that. But as soon as that trade will go into slightest bit of drawdown, you get margin call straight away. Your account will be completely gone. Kia, thank you for sharing the live. Fortunately, I can't read. I'm not sure if that's Greek or Russian. I can't tell the difference, to be honest. Assuming it's Greek. Unfortunately, I cannot read Greek. Yeah, Greek, sorry. So, Keys, thank you for the sticker as well. So we're closed bearish here on gold. And it's a bit of volatility though in the last 5 minutes. Pretty strong rejection there. So there's nothing just yet. Let's wait and see. Just in the middle of a minor range right now. Well, towards the bottom portion of it, but we'll wait and see still. Still could get potential options within it. GJ's closed weak, bearish and up bullish on M30. It's got a bit of an upper wick by the looks of things. Could be a potential entry there, but I personally do not trade it. This one is key. The South African is going in full margin and shouting, I am going in full. Yeah, I think it's that guy. Hilarious. And he's just constantly saying, Norris, no Ferrari. And he shows when he gets done too, so it's pretty, at least he's transparent in that respect. Sebastian, there are a large number of streamers that demo capabilities. They open 20 plus positions in gold with 0.5, 2 lots crash. They say they close the stream. Yeah, of course. There's no accountability there. That's the thing. It's easy enough to do because there's no emotion behind it. Yeah, like whether you're trading a big or a small account, if it's a live account, you've got skin in the game, the emotions attached to it. My account's not huge, I'm not gonna lie guys, but it is enough to see some decent returns. It definitely is enough to see some steady returns, enough to see some losses if I'm not careful. It's not a big account at the minute. I've traded much bigger before. But I'm building it back up to that bigger figure again. Fashion accidentally works, they say they're chart heroes. Yeah, it's all I see it always on TikTok. I just can't work out how they do it. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for all the shares of the live, sharing the live. Appears to be just some just natural price action by the looks of it. Nothing seems to be breaking. Swiss PPI, we just had that. That was after that last crazy 5-minute candle. Should be all good for this week as well, guys, for all the streams. I don't have any getaways planned or anything, so. Lest we buy gold. I prefer to buy it, I just don't have the signal at the minute. 5 minutes consolidating. No confirmation here on the 15 of support, so I'm personally just waiting. There's nothing wrong with waiting. And if in doubt, it means you have to wait. There's no choice. That's the way I roll. So I always tell my members, if you're not convinced because it's not a clear cut signal, it just means you wait. You don't take the trade. Because what that will do is teach the importance of discipline and patience. And it's much more rewarding when you do wait for your setup to present and a quality signal. And when it works, and you know it's going to work more often than not, you feel like you've done your job. You'll be satisfied. Don't get emotional, you just know you've stuck to your analysis and your plan and stuck to the rules, and you get the job done. At the minute, I'm not sure what's going on gold, but it is quite volatile. It doesn't look it, but these candles, 1 minute forming strong bullish, flipping back bearish. Previous candle was the same. This one's the same, so I'm not sure if there's something breaking or what the deal is. We just need to be very careful. Now, silver keeps on keeping on at all-time highs against a lot of the major currencies, not quite the US dollar, though. Pretty sure all-time high, or definitely against the Australian dollar. Pretty sure against Canadian dollar and pound, and perhaps the euro. Only boy? No, it's not futures. Looking at spot gold. But it will look quite similar. This is the delayed feed, so it won't look exactly the same here. Because I've only got the basic version of TradingView, so for whatever reason it doesn't give you the up-to-date feed on the futures. Less GJ bias is bullish. Yeah, bias is definitely bullish on GJ today, all time frames except for was the 4 hour? No, I think they're all bullish. Every time frame I personally look at on this pair is bullish. So yes, I mean that rejection did look like not a bad potential counter trend option, but I personally, because it's the Monday, I wait for buys. So buys from back at support, buys on a closure above resistance, or buys back at support 4 hour level lower down. It's 199.750 roughly, or 199.950, or above 200.12 roughly. Closures above that point. Yeah, that'd be really good actually. 15-minute closure back above, engulfing that bearish counter. Not a bad option to take and buy. Jeffrey, you're selling gold? Fair enough. I wish you well. Very erratic, or very erratic at the minutes. Up, down. Do get the feeling that it could be about to make a bit of a move. Just by nature of the past two candles, this candle and the previous candle, always flipping bullish, bearish, skipping 10 or so pips at a time. So before I rejected nicely though, like fly now. Yeah, look, previous 4 hour closed nice strong bullish. Perhaps it's just creating a lower wick. I want to see this level hold. You know, I'm very weary of the liquidity sweep, where you get tricked in and trapped into sells only for it to end up pushing back in line with the actual trend itself. So let's wait. We need definitely a closure below before considering a sell. Definitely need a retest the zone and potentially look for a sell, as it breaks the low. But I would get to break even very fast, just in case it is just another liquidity sweep in order to head back bullish, which is what we're seeing all too often, to the point where I'm going to look to start taking those trades to the upside. So I don't want to get tricked into a sell and then it does what I want to see to eventually look for a buy. That's the only concern. Uh, 25 degrees in Melbourne today. Wow. It's nice. Be back in Melbourne in about just over 3 weeks from now. Can't say I'm really looking forward to it, but it is what it is. Jeffrey, now the Wells of Jericho is coming. Liquidity candle too, guys, so it does make sense for it to continue bearish. It's broken a high, had a higher low, higher high at that point. It's now broken the low of that previous candle. So if it was to continue bullish, there wouldn't have been much of a need for it to break the low of that previous candle. Now it's done, so that what it may have likely done is just grab liquidity from within this range in order to make a deeper pullback. So back on that, maybe, perhaps, that can add confidence to any counter trend sell entry. Never go to you, mate. Excuse me. Alright, what is the low of the current candle? 36, 38, 69. And the spreads are a bit wider, I've noticed. Yeah, the spreads are just pushing out to as far as 1.6, 1.7 for a second there on I see. It's around the 1 pip at the minute. 1.3. Alright, so once close below, I wanted to tap in, reject, and I would get to break even very, very fast. Honestly, guys, to get to 6-7 pips of profit, I'm just going to break even. So I am contemplating a counter trend entry, but I'm also aware of the fact it could just grab liquidity from the downside in order to push back bullish. So if I do take a trade, first of all, it has to close below. Second of all, next candle has to tap in, begin to reject, and begin to break below the candle's low. As soon as it gets to about that 6-7 pip profit, I will just go to break even, no stuffing around, and look to secure some profits pretty quickly on it if I can. Alright, so we want to close below. Has to close below is horizontal, I'm about to put in. And it looks like it's going to do so. Want it to retest. Alright, it's dropped straight down. See my broker's chart. No trade set. Waiting for it to pop back up to retest. It pops back up and retests this zone and begins to pull away from it, breaking the low of that previous candle. That is where I will, that's when I'll look to execute. So once pop up to tap in, as soon as it taps in, I will place a sell stop back below low. If it doesn't tap in, I do not place the order. Very simple. Has to tap into that level. Rule-based trading at its finest. If not, it's just not my trade. All good. Not even gotten 5 minute. So that would be the other rule. That's the thing I can look to. My guys know about it. It's in the course. Once we have the confirmation candle close below, we can look to the 5 minute time frame. See if we have had a close below, a retest, only to end up closing below the level we want to on the higher time frame candle. We've not yet got that, but it looks like we're possibly going to tap in here. Perfect. Tapped in. Sell stop is now confirmed. So not in just yet. And I've got an entry set at 36.38.45. And what I can do is, as soon as it triggers in, I will just move my stop loss to the entry candle. And that will be mitigating risk straight off the bat. So that's what I'm currently looking at, guys. Not in just yet. And if it pushes back too far above, then I'll remove the order and wait for another count for the closure. Closes weak bullish, I will consider it again. So long as we close below the blue zone, we'll consider putting the order back in. Closes back above, and perhaps this was just a liquidity sweep. Is there going to be an option to buy it? Don't know. Wait and see. Big Amy, well, mate, if you ask every 5 minutes, if you can't tell what I'm looking at just now, then don't know what else I can say to you, my friend. Jeffrey, I'm a competent trader. I'm comfortable and confident in what I do. Trading's trading, so it doesn't mean I win every trade, but I do win 80% of the time. It's, in fact, the record on the on-stream record. I would say all up, it's probably around that 75 to 80. Eunice Tesla, don't look at equities. This is pretty much just gold trading and Forex. Alright, so we're heading back down. Will we be triggered in? Jeffrey, I do, but I prefer the group scene, to be honest, because it's just very time consuming, the one-on-one stuff. Alright, so we're still not in. Not being triggered in. There is some volatility about that, is for sure. So again, need to be very strict with management here, guys. I'm not going to muck around. Like I mentioned, the rules for this one, because it's counter trend, if I get to about 6 pip profit, I'm going straight to break even. Gets around that 10 to 12, 15 pips, I'm going to secure some partials and let the rest go. Yard B, this is spot gold. So trading gold. Spot gold, not futures. Alright, so still knowing, guys, not being triggered in. Grim Reaper is in gold buying today. It is. I'm still very bullish on it, but what I can see is the daily candles, lower high, lower low, flip back bearish, rejecting a pretty strong level as well, and we are below a support form within the current daily candle. Most recent support, we have tapped back in, rejected that point. So if we begin to break below the previous candle, I would be happy to take a riskier counter trend entry, knowing I have to be very quick to manage it. Akurum? No, I'm not in just yet. Jeffrey, books? None when it comes to actual analysis. The only one I've really read properly is Trainer Zone. That's all about psychology. Almost triggered, guys, so let's see. Okay, Devo, close, not quite. About to. Yep. We're in. Alright. So let's see. Stop loss is going to be moved to just above the entry candle. So now adjust the stop loss. Just so this can be added to my journal. Original stop loss is actually a bit higher up. I'm not sure why I added there, but anyway. The MES. Great, Dave, ready? Yep, it's going against us at the minute, so we'll see. $36.37. Yeah, I mean, that would be a decent area against that. It's very volatile, guys, at the minute. This could be one that either gets to a TP quite quickly or just goes straight against this within a minute or two. That's the feeling I get on this one. We're in about a 4 pip drawdown. Well, I'm in a sell. Just a couple pip drawdown. Maybe London Open, yeah, we've got that in 9 minutes. So you want it to be over and done with pretty quickly. You want it to be at break even or hopefully profits very quickly. So still a few pip drawdown. Hit. Well, I'm currently in a counter trend sell, but I'm in a bit of drawdown. Mun. Well, I'm currently in a sell, but it is bullish. I'm not going to lie. It is the trend is bullish. Just see a potential counter trend opportunity in between. Alright, let's see. We're at bankslate entry again. Well, I mentioned if we get to 6 pip plus profit, I'm going to go to break even because it's counter trend. Anywhere from 10 plus, it's up to you guys to secure. It's up to you guys. It's counter trend, so don't be greedy. It's a Monday as well. And Druko, it's bullish. It is bullish. You know, just a potential counter trend opportunity. Trade Diva, goodbye to you. Alright, let's see. Want it to drop a bit more before I get to break even. Well, we'll probably hit 36. Good, but again, wait and see. Just a little bit of profit, not much. Really want to be done with for London Open. Lot size, focus is not a huge lot size. Not something I need to mention, to be honest. It's enough to see some good returns, enough to see some decent losses, but it's not huge. The most I've ever traded is 8 lots. I'm not trading that in a minute. Alright, wanted to drop a bit more before I consider going to break even at about 4.5 pips, sorry. There we go, it's the 5. Alright. Break even, 7.5 pips on the table just then. Just follow my rules, guys. Coming close to session open as well, so I could get taken out, it's all good. So I'm currently at break even. Yeah, I've just been taken out. So job well, not job done, but nothing ventured in the end. Sorry, nothing gained, but all good. It's counter trend, so I'm just following my rules. If it drops, it drops. So break even to start the week. But we'll see. If you guys are still in it, just be careful because we are coming to session open is counter trend. So we're just grabbing liquidity from the downside in order to push back bullish. We do have a fair bit of volume at the minute. And at least you guys heard me call it, the rules to this trade, everything, and it's the way I go about it. But otherwise, yeah, just be a little bit cautious of the fact that we do have session open. Sadiq, well, was in the sell, but break even. Josh, lot size for 1K account should be sticking to around that 10-cent lot. Just depends on stop loss and that as well. So really should have a lot size calculator, and if you're risking 1%, 2%, generally speaking, you're roughly going to be around that maybe 0.8 to 0.12 sort of region, even a bit less if you got a wider stop. Jeffrey, because NAS has to go up. And it doesn't have to, it can do anything, but NAS is going up. So break even on gold just then, guys, for me. Sebastian, lot size, yes, exactly, based on account. Grim Reaper, my 1 hour time frame is bullish potential, but not today. It's bullish across the board, but again, I saw a counter trend opportunity based off the fact that daily has lower high, lower low, based off the fact that we have broken and closed below the most recent support form within the current day's candle. We had dropped, popped back up to retest, and begun to break our own low again. So price action signals suggest there was a high probability that we could perhaps get involved in a sell. But again, being counter trend, I'm very strict with the rules on it, and I've been taken out at break even. So all good. It's popped back up to break even a few times since. It's not quite got to anything more than about 7-8 pips. So I had 7, and as I mentioned prior to the trade, as soon as I get to about that 7 pip mark, I'm just going to break even. I think it's counter trend, and it looks like I can make the move now. So all good if it does. Fully accepting of it and the way I've chosen to go about it. Nice one. So if anyone is in it, consider getting to break even or taking profits. You already had about 14-15 pips on the table by the looks of it. Don't often have break evens on this stream. That's only 18 break even. 125 wins, 31 losses, and 18 break evens. Alright, let's have a look at GJ. Alright, I mentioned I wanted to close above that resistance. It's not quite. So a minute until session open, guys. If you are trading gold, you're looking good now. You got 15 pips on the table roughly. Don't be greedy. It is session open time. Be very careful. Now, if you really want to look for potential entries, what I'd be now looking for, you definitely need a decent upper wick prior to any entry. Seeing this session open is likely going to be a little bit more volatility. Not necessarily. London Open's been quite rank of late, to be honest. But again, my concern is it just grabbing liquidity in order to push back bullish? Gold Sniper effects or time frame, predominantly the 15. Let's short 14 lots. SMV 37 by a sell was just in a sell, just got taken out for break even. So it's still dropping. There you go. So nice move here. No low wick. Be very, very careful now. That is the residual volume. There is a good chance this thing's going to pop up. I would be very cautious trying to sell it just now, in all honesty. Jeffrey, selling you guys in the chat. This guy knows what he's doing. Going to follow you. Very good. Appreciate it, my friend. Yeah, I'm very comfortable and confident in what I do. Works for me. It's not going to work for everyone, but if you're patient with it and give it time, I've seen some great results with some of my guys. It's not for everyone, that's for sure. Scalping's not for everyone. In the way I go about it, because this is price action. I don't trade fair value apps and all that stuff. I just do what works for me. Orange Apple, it's risky now with switching time zones. It's not switching time. I think you mean session is open, London session. It's always a bit of the unknown. But irrespective, there's no way I'd sell this because of the fact it had no lower wick. So to me, what often flows is a candle that does the opposite, pushes back in the opposite direction. Doesn't always have to happen. I mean, it hasn't done so here. No, sorry, here you open about lower wick. Same thing here. Same thing here. But candles that tend to close they close bearish without low wick, quite often are followed by candles that close bullish. Bullish candles that close without an upper wick, quite often are followed by candles that close bearish. This one seems to be happening to be making a move at the minute. All good. GJ pumping up as well. So did not close above that area. Let's quickly look at GU. In the middle of the range. So EU is done what I often see gold do, where I'll sweep a level or zone, sweep support in an uptrend, because this is technically an uptrend as well, and then push back in the direction of the trend. So it is what it is. Just got taken out break even and it is making a move, but all good, not bust. Grim Reaper, I think it's difficult because GU is not quite tapped into the level of liquidity I would have wanted to do in order to buy it. The price action is very choppy as well. It's essentially just consolidating. I don't see clear direction. That's why I would have preferenced the buy from lower down for pulling back to 135.50 roughly, even just a bit below it, or rejecting resistance. Josh, do you think it's been normalized to try and take hour long trades? Not sure, to be honest. Sing, it's in a fair value gap right now, looking for a reaction to the upside to enter long. Fair enough, fair enough. It's not me, I don't trade fair value gaps. Jeffrey, yeah, all good, mate. It's all there in the profile page anyway. Yeah. Got questions? Let me know. Ole Inca, where you stream from? At the moment from a very lovely town called Udon Thani in the northeast of Thailand. For a few more weeks and then I'll be back to Melbourne. So I'm looking forward to it, can't you? But it'll be here permanently, hopefully soon, hopefully next year it should be. Just need to organise the proper visas. Of items need EU TP. There is no trade to TP. I'd just be targeting the Asian range high, so the daily high. Long, still going down with momentum. Yeah, it's all good. Again, I'm off bust. No emotion attached to it. I'm happy with the way I went about it. I'm accepting of the result. It was counter trend, so it was definitely very risky, and it is what it is. Break even. It's good, but you do get bored just the same as anyone. But obviously I've got the stream, I've got the gym, I've got my little man who, a little son. No misses though. Work on that. Thanks, Uprez. I'm still looking for potentially buy later. Just don't have the signal to buy it at the minute. ILS, $3,600 done. Nice one. Good work. Davey, yeah, so's Australian, mate. It's the same shit. From what I hear, it's the exact same. Pull up the shits. Bruno, I hope you're well, brother. I hope everything is well with you and your young family. Amen. Advised to be a uni student wanting to trade, but only has a few hours a week, which they can trade. I'd focus more on the studying side of it, to be honest. What I would suggest is, again, determine what resonates with you, whether it be swing trading, scalping, intraday trend, whatever it is, whatever style of trading. Try to stick and pick with a strategy or an edge, I suppose you call it, for quite a while. Give it time, learn it, and then when you do have some more time, you can start to put it into effect. So start practicing it. Maybe, you know, demo trade for a bit, sim trade if you can. The fact of the matter is the markets are open 24/5 anyway when it comes to pretty much anyway. Gold does close for a little bit when it comes to Forex pairs anyway. So study the charts when you can. Because you should be able to find some. I know it's hard with uni and all your work commitments and that. But yeah, just learn your edge, I suppose, is the best way you can go about it. Practice it on a simulator. Rafael Real, it's going up for a buy. Potentially, I am bullish. Zer, what signals do you take? I don't take signals, I call signals. I don't call signals, sorry. I wait a price action signal to take a trade. Maybe at least Aussie got better weather. Just depends where you're from, mate. Melbourne's a bit hit and miss as well. But generally speaking, yes. I'm thinking of waiting till London sweeps the Asia lows and then wait for an uptrend. It's not a bad option, to be honest. That's something I would definitely consider. We did pop back down to sweep the Asian lows, and to pop back above. That is definitely a good option. The minute, oh shit, the limit order. It's not quite tapped in. Just realized that. Excuse me, guys. Still a little bug in my throat. Sing till Asia highs. It's not a bad idea, to be honest, mate. What's the high of that bearish count? 3632 92. In about 42 pip stop. Interesting. Davey flying on GJ? Is it? It is too. It's almost tapped into that level. Abby, good morning everyone. I'm new to trading. Please explain more about it for me. You just have to watch and learn. I mean, there's so many ways you can skin a cat. Trading, you basically trading one currency against another. In anticipation of making a profit, so being in the right direction of that particular trade, which doesn't always happen. You can't win every single trade. What you can do is, again, stick to stick to all your rules, stick to your plan, stick to your edge, knowing that, you know, after gathering a certain set of data, enough numbers to suggest it's going to win more often than not, and just following that. So here I'm trying to trade spot gold against US dollar. Trade it upwards, you can trade it downwards. So trade it with leverage. So it's money you borrow from your broker, basically. And that will, what sort of leverage you get will just depends on your broker and where you're from as well. So ASIC regulations were 1 to 30 Australian brokers for Australian residents. Seeing that trade would go in my favor, I would pass the funded. So let's wait to see. Nice one. Rami, hello to you. Alright guys, just give me a second. Be back in just a moment. Kelly Beauty, thank you for sharing the live. Alright, so what I am contemplating, guys, is the interruption candle play here. So we've got this pause candle in amongst a bullish push. So the interruption is basically when price taps into the high of that pause candle, you stop loss back below it in anticipation, is pulling back to grab that liquidity in order to push back in line with the actual trend and buy. So back of that, I would consider taking a small entry with buy limit. So it just depends on what it is in your broker. My broker, it's actually at 92, 36, 32, 92. Now, this is a particular entry. I've been on the new backtesting simulator. I've been trialing the past few days, and the success on it's fantastic. I've just basically left it to either hit full stop loss or hit the target. So far, the win rate's been around that 80%. And the full target is generally speaking about either previous level of support resistance or targeting about a 2 to 1. If it's go, is it a buy? I would prefer a buy. I've actually just set a buy limit back a little high of that bearish candle. Particular entry that we take at Analyze Confirm Trade Forex, it is one of our entries. concerned. 4 hours got a low high, low low. Daily's forming bearish. I don't mind it though. Infinite, good shot. Yes, spot gold. So we've got a bit of time to see if this plays out. GJ tapping into the resistance. Let's quickly look at GU. Alright, so GU at least is at a tradable level now. As is EU. Alright, so the majors have now, looks like a grabbed downside liquidity. You know, let's push back bullish. Let's remove that for the time. Goodbye. Wait, your comment. FX trade master. Bye to you. Sad say well when others have to go into someone else's stream to try and gather some support. Would never bother. Honestly, would not waste my time. Thank you to new followers, guys. Appreciate it. If you're not already done so, please feel free to do so. And also, guys on TikTok, more importantly, because who knows, I could get banned at any point. Do be advised, I'm streaming at the same time live on YouTube. You get full screen, you get numbers, you get everything. It's the exact same profile name. So it's probably in your best interest at some point to flick over to the YouTube stream and sub to the YouTube stream. So it's exact same profile name on there at the minute too. John, welcome, US. Northeast Thailand, Udon Thailand at the moment. Sylvia, good morning to you. Utilis Tour 7, I took the sell from London Open to now. Nice one. Nice one, mate. Breakout. Yeah, just don't be greedy. But well done, nonetheless. Sylvia meant to sell at 36.35. Okay, a little bit late to sell, but look, it might work. Just saw the confirmations price broke through 36.37. All right, yeah, we took sell from up high. I unfortunately got taken out break even. It's eventually made the move, but is what is. What if the chat seems to have held on? So well done to them. Utilis Tour 777, waiting for it to buy. I think the trend is too strong to reverse. Got a signal within my edge, my price action for a potential buy limit. It could, yes, it could go. I'm more truly aware of that. Yeah, it's the surf 15-minute lake. Got a buy limit order set. So here, tie stop loss 36.38. That's my 5%, so I don't want to risk more. Fair bit to risk, 5%, but nice one, mate. Yeah, you're looking good. So, Dean, I don't understand this trade. You're looking, explain it a bit. It's called the interruption play, interruption candle. My members are fully aware of it. It's got this pause candle just there. So it's price tapping into it, into the hype, that pause candle. And anticipation is going to react to that. And it's something that's not, we've gathered data on. And it's a high probability entry. Doesn't mean it works. It doesn't mean it's going to work this time. But I'm just trading what I see. I have a signal based on that. It's going up, Blake. Potentially, you do courses. Blake, I've got one included with my VIP. Relson, one moment. DMY is not significant level. My status. It's just a pattern with price action that we've picked up on, that it works really well. This price taps into, in this case, the high of the pause candle. But again, the momentum is to downside at the minute, so I'm aware of that, and it could get stuck in a losing trade. Still, I might not even get triggered in. Dean, I'll stay on stream and watch it, hopefully pay out for you, but I can't take myself without knowing. That's fair enough, I totally understand that. Again, thank you to new followers, guys. Carla to TP, nice one. Hamza sniper tray, you've bought. Fair enough. Let's see, 5 minutes left of this candle. So we're 36, 32, 93. Yeah, basically 92 on my broker. 36, 32, 92. Baby girl, thank you for sharing live. So potentially exhausting at this point. So what I really love to see just now is perhaps the following candle end up doing this. Tapping in, rejecting, flipping, closing back bullish. Sylvia, you can explain to me what you see that limit. Please, I'm very curious about your analysis just for learning. So it's the interruption candle. So we've got push is bullish, the trend is bullish. We've got support, we've got a little pause candle just here. We've engulfed it, we've continued to trend bullish in line with the structure of bias and so on and so forth. And it's a level that price has not yet pulled back to retest. So often what you see is the following candle will pull back and tap in. That's also a valid continuation IC entry. This is the delayed IC entry where price pulls back to grab those leftover orders, perhaps grab some more liquidity from the downside. It's still in an uptrend, and that could be what I'm anticipating to be potentially roughly the lowest point of this current pullback before it flips and continues back bullish towards the high of the day. So it's just the one particular candle that we see in price action that often price will gravitate like a magnet back to, tap into, and then it tends to react to it quite strongly. Not always. Sometimes it will continue through it. Sometimes it won't quite tap in like it's doing just now, forming some potential support in the next couple minutes. But again, it's just something that we've picked up on within the group. Been testing it on the high time frame a lot of late. It's kind of like an intraday trade, and I've taken one or two of those setups and worked really, really well. SD surf, not a bad buy, but it's probably wait for a lower time frame confirmation. Yes, that's the other thing. That is the other thing. Some of the guys prefer to go down to even the 1 minute or 3 minute or 5 minute to wait for some support. I'm happy to just take it on the actual limit order. Sylvia, all good. CRT, what do you think of GU grabbing liquidity just now? A strong, yes, it's very strong level of resistance. So I would definitely look for rejection of it. I would look for perhaps either a little bit of minor support forming as price begins to pop below to minor support. There's a potential option, or look for a catalyst such as engulfing candles from this level. Something like so. Otherwise, similar scenario to here, perhaps, where you've got rejection, long liquidity, upper wick, multiple candles and begun to break the support there. That would have been maybe a quick little scalp, but still would have got a 1-to-1 roughly. Similar sort of price action pattern. That's pretty much what I've drawn in just here. Alright, so gold's forming support just now. I would have preferred for this to come back down straight bearish, to be honest. It may still close bearish. No, it's going to close bullish. This could pull back just now. I'm not going to buy it. It's not my plan. But we're showing signs of exhaustion to the downside. We may have exhausted just prematurely to tap in. Chicago, Sapo, gold buy in green zone. No, I was looking for a buy, limit order buy, but doesn't look like it's going to tap in a minute. SD Surf, JJ has a great buy zone formed on the 15 minute. So I would say sell zone. I wouldn't be looking to buy it from here. Excuse me. Yeah, it could just rip back up now. often what we'll see happen is this candle would have pretty much how I drew it before. This candle, a lot of time you see it just tap in. Quite often in this particular entry type, I've had basically no drawdown. I remember taking a trade on the daily time frame, having 0.7 of a pip drawdown on the daily time frame, literally tapped in and rejected. A couple of days later, I didn't take that trade. I wasn't on the chart in the morning to my time to look for the entry. 2 pip drawdown on the daily time frame. Sometimes it's going to tag you in, sometimes it won't. And this particular occasion looks like it may not do so just now anyway, maybe later on. But not going to be in the charts because it's the minor time frame. I will just remove the order. If it's the higher time frame, I will keep it, leave it to its thing. But if it's the minor time frame, I still would like to manage it, even though from the testing I've done of late, I've not managed it. It's just either hit or miss, and the results have been really good. I'm not deep enough into that testing to trust that. Because what I've personally tested last year was this entry. So it's still the interruption play, but when this candle taps in immediately after you have that pause candle. The delayed entry, I've not quite got enough data to trust it without being present on the chart. Carl did hold closed and touched top of the bearish candle on it. Okay. Nice one. Yeah, nice work, mate. Alright, so we're heading back up here on gold. Wow. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get entry at the time being. Is what it is. Sylvia, you came out of trade. Nice work keeping silent. There is a 5-minute. Not interested. Don't trade fair value gaps. There's fair value gaps up, down. Which one do you take? That's my query. I have no idea. Don't need to trade it. What I do works for me. Mike, buy right now. Well, would have been a good buy, but again, I had a plan. My plan was for a limit order. I didn't quite tap into it, so I wanted this buy. Would have been a good one in the end, but easy to say after the fact. So, Siva, do you have any groups? I do. It's links in the description of on my profile page. Mike? Could do so. It's in a big strong uptrend. Well, I'm just gonna remove the order. Gone way too fast. Pull back way too far up for the time being. Alright, GJ is still pushing into the resistance. Liquidity candle too, so if this had clean traffic to the left, that would be a nice signal to buy it as well. Had a lower high, lower low, since gone on to break the high of its own candle and the previous candle. Back of that, price action would suggest to me there's a high probability of it continuing bullish, but it's at resistance, so I would not consider it a buy option. I'll start to go to you. Pulls in the comments. It's well-known fact, trading is gambling unless you are an insider trader, been at it for 10 years. I mean, you can't make money. Justin is real, not demo account. Anyone wanting to argue with me, I'll give you email. Government bond trader tells me he's it is gambling. 100% it's gambling, but it's a more educated form of gambling, in my opinion. That's based off data that you've accumulated over time, suggesting that certain price action pattern or signal, and in my case, price action pattern or signal is going to work for the majority of the time. But I agree, it's definitely gambling. But I feel more in control of this than what I would if I went to a casino and chucked, $20 in a poker machine or some shit. But no, you're 100% correct. It is a form of gambling. It's just a form of gambling, which, to be honest, there's professional gamblers and other forms of gambling. I think I mentioned it. The guy who's made fortune from ebooks when it comes to poker. He was small hand, I think they call it. I'm not sure what they call it. World champion for a while. So you can definitely make money gambling. You just gotta know what you're doing, and a lot of it, it's all comes down to risk management too. To be honest, any professional gambler would know that. Oh, Sniper, it's all good, mate. Word gambling, everyone's scared. Yeah, it is true, but it's fact. It is fact. It's what we're doing. Just with a more educated, same mindset. Kind of know what you're looking for. Whereas if I went to a casino, I have no idea. I don't even know. You can't even chuck $20 into the poker machine anymore. You gotta buy a card or some shit. Last time I went to the Crown Casino back in Melbourne. Last time you're gambling kickboxing? You are. I'm gambling when I go to the gym. Gambling, there's a risk of anything. There's a risk of injury. Gambling when you get behind the vehicle, get behind the steering wheel. Also, because the idiot next to you, not sure what they're going to do. In this case, the motorbikes, they're nutcases. But I love it. At least it flows more in this city than Melbourne anyway. Pindy, where's that? What's the stop loss? There is no entry to have a stop loss. Liquor? No, I was looking for a buy just then. So I saw the opportunity for a quick counter trend sell, which a lot of the chat took profits on. I also saw the opportunity with the trend buy, which unfortunately didn't trigger me in, and it's since pushed, and there's nothing I can do about it. My entry was here. That's where I was looking for the entry. Easy to say after the fact I should have taken that, or I normally would have taken it, but it wasn't my trade. I wasn't even considering it. I was only looking for the entry down here. That's fair enough. Can't be in them all, you can't win them all. Looks like today's going to be a break-even day for me. Legion ideas, gold pump, pump, pump. Definitely is. Carlo is gambling, eating my ex-girl. Yeah, well, you said X, so I wasn't. She was a great cook, to be honest. Gold stuff for gold has been up since it was tradable. Do it later, yeah, 100%. Everyone, when people think it's going to melt, I don't understand it. And they're all saying it's going to come back to 1200, or I don't see it. I honestly don't see it. My October's price goes up. I called 35. Yeah, I've been calling it for how long, mate? Since I've been streaming. So even on the old stream, I was calling for gold to go up. You're calling 5k before year's end, or end of next year, sorry. Yeah, I think that's very realistic. Extremely realistic. I do believe gold will get to 10k at some point. Not saying it's going to be anytime soon. It's only going to continue to go up. It's money. It's real money. It can't be fabricated. Well, it can be, but you're a fool if you buy it. Or yeah, hopefully you don't get fooled into buying something that's fake. But gold is just, it's value. It's a store of value. It's money. It's real money. It's gold's money. Same as silver. To be honest, silver's got multiple benefits. It's an industrial metal as well as a monetary metal. It's very scarce. It's tangible. That's why I like gold and silver over crypto. I can physically hold it. Sell? No. More interested in buying it. SEP, solar, waiting for it to come back down. They're fun. So I was looking for a limit buy, but it's not quite tapped in. I think now it's a bit late. Be careful trying to sell it, to be honest, guys. Yeah, you need a pretty strong signal from the pullback because the momentum is now back in line with the actual structure and price itself. Ritz, how are you thinking gold going to respond to the rate cuts? Long way off it, so let's think about it more if and when it comes, and are they going to cut rates? I don't think they will. To be honest, I don't think they're going to be cutting rates this time around. So you guys get the drift of that particular entry I was looking for, and a lot of time, like I said, this candle will literally tap in and bounce off. Unfortunately, not quite made it there today. Gold sniping, today sells, yes, or counter trend, or just a correction. Also able if you're capable, but it's always going to be up as exactly. Yep, I see the same thing. Two major investors bought shares in silver, A.C.T company. Two famous investors, I'll tell you, buy silver and don't listen to them a while back. They went, yeah, mate. How long have I been calling silver? I've been buying physical silver for about 4 years now. And it's just been going up. It's up 40, it finished 30% last year, I think up. This year it's already up 44%. It's outpaced gold just. Gold's about 41%, silver's 44%. Always been a strong, it's always been a major part of my my future, my personal portfolio. Oh, sniper, yeah, 2% move is a pretty big move these days on gold. Zubair, subscribe from the TikTok, nice one. It's gold is golding. CRTG having strong rejection. Yeah. You mentioned look out for potential sell opportunities from that level. My throat, my voice is quickly dying. Gold Sniper, you're a wise man. Subscribing, best live and teaching platform, no bullshit. Appreciate it, mate. Personally, one trade today, that was the break-even sells on the counter entry, which a lot of you took profit on. And I spoke about why I believed it was a potential good opportunity to get involved in counter trend entry, but why I also believed it was best to get to break-even quite quickly, seeing it was counter trend. And what I've often seen when things are counter trend is price would tag you in like so, grab some downside liquidity, trap the sellers, pop back up and start to trend in line with the bison structure. So therefore I wanted to get to break even quick. Stuck to my plan and the result was break even. Nothing I could do about it. All good. Did pay commission on it, so I did lose a tiny bit. There's nothing much at all. Rousing. Love you, plus 800, nice one, good work. Seeing damn still waiting on Asian low to get swept, yeah. May not happen just yet. Alrighty guys, on that note, I think I'm gonna get moving because my throat is starting to dry up again. I can feel it. I wanna still have to jump on a call with my team in a bit of time from now, guys. For those who are in the chat, and you know, unfortunately you have to give me probably about 3 hours because I need to pick up my little one from school in exactly 2 hours from now by the time I get home. Yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted, but I definitely will be on, those who can be around. Everyone else, appreciate the support throughout the stream. It was a good stream. I think we had a good chat. Spoke about potential entries. Obviously, some are still profit on entry, some break even. Appreciate all the support. If you'd like to know anything more about what I do, links are in the profile page of the TikTok. YouTube's all in the description below. Also, always feel free to send me a message just to say g'day. I will always reply to any messages. Feel free, don't be shy. And I will catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow. Have a good one. To my members, I'll see you guys later. And until tomorrow, otherwise, bye guys. Have a good one.